Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and we're back with some Kings of War models from Mantic, and we've got some of their Halfling Battlegroup. And I gotta say, right off the bat, if the box art is any indication of what we're getting inside, I am quite excited, because that looks like you are getting a pile of models. But I mean, yeah, they're Halflings, so they're gonna take up half the space. I jest. I have absolutely no idea how much is actually in here. I would have liked a numeric value attached to what we're looking at. You can see here we have shown pictures for the alternate assemblies. Oh, does that mean they have muskets included? Okay, well the dogs on the... The halflings on the dogs are armed with rifles or spears, and it looks like we can do the same for the infantry. Let's take a look what we're getting in here. Okay, so we've got two of these bags, and I'm going to guess that that's everything we need, as well as the usual slew of bases. But let's get to the good stuff, right? So here is the dog sprue, and I want to point something out that yes, while they may have saddles on them, there are no legs attached. So if you want to just have a bunch of armored doggies running around, you can just pretend that's just a little saddle blanket thing to keep them warm. I don't know. You don't have to put the halflings on there, though. So that's just one of the dog sprues. But then we also have this main sprue. And you'll notice we have a huge variety of heads. And immediately my eyes go to that top hat. I can't even help myself. There are some females, a couple of helmets. So the riders are all one piece, it seems. And then we've got an assortment of hands with close combat weapons and shields. And then we have the other big sprue, which has everybody else on it. So it looks like we get in each bag 5 riders and 10 infantry. So the box should have 10 cavalry and 20 infantry. That's not a bad little deal. And it does look like we have enough. Well, there's enough guns to at least equip 1 unit. So something to keep in mind. And it looks like... Well, I take that back. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 guns. And I'm assuming 10 spears, and if you count the weapons, the hammers and axes on the others, there's also 10 close combat weapons. So you do actually get a good variety of parts to work with here. I like that. Definitely some fun stuff, and I'm curious, just out of my own curiosity's sake, how these are going to work with the Wargames Atlantic Halfling Militia. To me, there's a lot more variety in terms of the heads and options. I know the Wargames Atlantic kit was a much smaller sprue, and considering just how much you get in this, with both the cavalry and the infantry and the ranged options and the spears and the close combat weapons, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So give me a sec. I'm going to put some of this stuff together, and we'll grab some other Mantic Vanguard people we have. Because unfortunately there is not a Mantic Vanguard box set yet for the Halflings or the Rift Forged Orcs. I just wanted to throw that in there because I know mine are on their way. But yeah, just wanted to say. Would have liked them. But anyway, let's get these guys put together and we'll see how they turn out. Well, folks, I have been busy building Halflings, which is not something I thought I would be saying on this channel anytime soon, but... You know what? Life comes at you fast sometimes, doesn't it? So, I already showed off. I got one halfling painted. Not all that amazingly, but he is painted nonetheless. Not that he wants to be in focus, mind you, but that's more my camera's fault at this point, and I really need to update that, but that's a whole different story. Hopefully we will. So, funny thing is, that wasn't actually the very first model I built. The very first one, obviously, was going to be Mr. Top Hat with a rifle. Why wouldn't it be? This is really annoying that I can't get things in focus. Overall, the detail's quite nice. I had a hard time lining up the arms on the various sharpshooter halflings, be they male or female, but what I did finally realize is the letters on them that were on the sprue, I should say, each letter type designates a different type of shirt. So the sleeves are actually all different on them. So once I figured that out, then things got a little bit easier to handle. So let's stick our rifle unit back here. Funny thing, oh, and then we have some boring regular close combat ones. I do like the head variety, but I had a hard time telling the male and female bodies apart, but in the end it probably isn't going to make a huge difference. Especially, I mean, they're halflings. Look how tiny they look from, you know, the distance they're at. It's not going to be that easy to discern the stuff. Funny thing, I guess I was saying, was I was building some of those cannon fodder from Wargames Atlantic at the time, and I just couldn't resist. And funny enough, those parts fit perfectly. And I'm like, oh, hey, instant rattling snipers. Come on, you apes! No, anyway. And if I was going to do that, then I had to full-on make some, you know, rattling cannon fodder guys. This is not a rattling cannon fodder. This is just a cannon fodder head on a halfling body. So just a fun little observation. The cavalry that's included. So, I didn't realize, but much like the arms, and I could be wrong about this, and I keep experimenting, but the bodies that are supposed to sit on each of the doggies seems to be a specific one. You can't mix and match. And if you can, some are not going to work as well as others. Some of them are a nice tight fit. This guy's just like, yep. I'm staying right where I am, and look at those big old sideburns. The sheer wind factor is going to keep him glued in place. I do like that we have our doggy friends in various poses. That was a nice touch. And overall, I mean, they're pretty good sized models. And that came to make me realize that for halflings, I in my head at least, I envision halflings as being quite small and tiny, and well, they really aren't. I mean, I guess if you start grabbing other, I mean, here's a Frostgrave human. No, that's not Frostgrave. That's a Stargrave human, but same scale. You can see he's obviously on a smaller base, but he's just about the same height. Our goblin friend here from Wargames Atlantic. Okay, maybe I was just looking at the wrong models. Somewhere around here I thought I had a Mantic Goblin that I set out for this specific purpose. And now he seems to have disappeared from sight. Well, rest assured, I'm sure he's roughly the same size. Let's see if the camera goes crazy while I try to compare the sizes of the models. Yeah, because why wouldn't it, right? I am really going to have to do something about that. Let's see, grabbing some other interesting models. Well, how about a Heartbreaker Goblin? That is a Reaper human. I don't know. Maybe I was comparing them to the wrong models. Maybe I should have had some old Warlord, Imperial Romans, because they're literally the same size as a halfling. It's kind of sad. Okay, maybe what I need to do is have them like with some Conquest humans, because that's more the kind of scale I expect when I think of halflings. But Conquest stuff is so much larger than everything else out there. So, something to keep in mind. I gotta say, though, despite my camera going crazy on me, it's a fun little kit. I never thought I'd be interested in halflings, and I'll be honest, I think one box is going to give you so much. You're going to have like a whole full little warband there. on the other hand, you know, I do dig the fact that we get the cavalry in there included. And there's some really fun aerial units that they've got as well, or the crazy trolls with, you know, farmers riding on top of them. Definitely some fun stuff in there. Let's go fight the goblins. Goblins and halflings, obviously. I gotta find where I put my other Mantic guys. I'm looking around. They're not in my cabinet. That's sitting here where I keep all the stuff that I like to pull. Yeah, that's a shame. But this is definitely a nice little kit. Other than trying to figure out which arms go with which body. And again, just pay attention to the sleeves. That's the key. She's got kind of a ripped one. He's got a stitched one. So you can see the little stitches on it. Those don't exist on the other one. So something to bear in mind. And I mean, hey, you got, you know, spears, you got close combat, you got guns, you got cavalry, you got a big pile of halflings. It's a great deal. If you want to start an army, you get like 2 or 3 of those, and I'm sure you're pretty much good to go. Of course, you have to build all that, and I mean, that's like, yeah, that's a lot even for me. So good luck with that endeavor. We'll put a link down below to Mantic's site if you want to go grab this stuff from them. They always have fun little sales and discounts going on, and it might be cheaper in your neck of the woods to get it direct from them instead of trying to find this stuff at retail, like it's been practically impossible here in the States, unless you order online, which, you know, in the case like I did, you're golden. So yeah. With that said, though, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.